Hello, my friend. This is the Poly Entrepreneur coming to you from my home office in Burien, Washington. And I'm going to give you a few tips about how to stop procrastinating. You probably know the crazy cycle about just feeling really low and depressed and feeling like that you just aren't going to be able to make it, aren't going to be able to do it. You just seem to go over and over the same patterns and do the same things all the time. But there is good hope for you to be able to end that cycle. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that in this video. And at the end of the video, I'm also going to give you some solutions to carry these tips farther. So you make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video and for those solutions as well. But yes, how do you stop procrastination? Well, part of how you stop procrastinating is to do what I call use a tactic of diversion. Use a diversion tactic. Maybe it's to think about doing something completely different than the things that you've been struggling with. What you need to do is to build up some success for yourself, some confidence, and some belief. You need to empower yourself, make yourself feel strong so you don't have to keep procrastinating. You can just bust through that wall of procrastination. And how you do that sometimes? Well, sometimes you just have to take a step back. Use myself as an example. You see, going through high school, I didn't prepare for college. Nobody in my family had ever gone to college. Nobody in my family had any money to be able to send anybody to college. But I got out of high school and I decided that I had to do something different in my life than how I was raised and what have you. So I decided that I would, for lack of anything better to do, I'd go in the military. And after a couple of years in the military, I decided that wasn't for me, and I got out of the military. But then I had to figure out what am I going to do next. And I really, at that point, had pulled my life together well enough to realize that I really wanted to go to college. The problem with going to college, though, is that I didn't take any of the high school prep courses. I'd been out of high school for a couple of years, and I couldn't pass the college entrance exam. So I had to take a step back before I could start going forward. And you might have to do the same thing. And that's not a problem. That's part of your process of success. So divert yourself a little bit from the things that you've been struggling with. Take a step back in your life and then refocus and start from somewhere below where you are maybe thinking you should be at. Don't worry about where you should be. Start somewhere below that, so you can start moving forward to get to where you should be at and even get above where you should be at. And that's how you'll get there. And that's how you'll break through the procrastination, is to allow yourself to take that step back. And so there I was, wanting to go to college, but I couldn't pass the test to get into college. And so what I did is I took a step back, and for a year, I went to a community college and I took remedial college courses. College courses are courses at the community college level that are just there for people like me who can't pass the test to get into college. And so I took a year of courses in order to just prepare and be ready to go to college. Sure, that meant that it took me a little longer and a little more work to get through college, because you see, that meant also then I still wanted to complete my college education on track with 4 years. Well, what I ended up really doing is that in 5 years I ended up earning myself 3 degrees, because what that meant is I just had to work harder. Yes, instead of taking in a normal college load was 15 credits, I would every quarter go to the dean and say, let me take 20 to 24 credits, because I had to get his permission, his signature on my registration card to allow me to take that many credits. And yes, it was tough. It was hard. I had to study a lot. And, I had kept a very high GPA, a grade point level. I had to work because nobody in my family had any money to send me to college. Yes, I had the GI Bill. Try to live it off of $350 a month, even if that was back in the late 1970s. $350 a month wouldn't pay the rent. Probably wouldn't pay the food bill even then. And so I had to take a step back, and I had to figure out a way of where it was that I could get started. And I diverted myself. And for you, maybe the diversion that will take and give you this confidence and the belief and the success that you need. And taking a step back is to divert yourself to a different plan. If you've been struggling with your weight, if you've been struggling with stop smoking, if you've been struggling with finances, if you've been struggling with decisions, maybe decisions in relationships, whatever you have been procrastinating about, I'm here to tell you how to stop procrastinating. And how to stop procrastinating may mean that you divert yourself and decide to take and move forward in a new area where you can start to experience success and confidence and belief in yourself. Maybe that new area will be a business for yourself where you have developed some new friends and some new relationships. Well, if that is ever thought has ever been ever come to you before, I'm here to tell you there's some real problems there too. Because you see, if you're going to start a new business, you need to. A lot of people think it takes a lot of money. Well, it doesn't. Not if you, particularly if you start a home business or a multi-level business, it doesn't take a lot of money at all. And you just need to find something you can be passionate about, and then there'll be people there to help you all along the way. And it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money at all. And so it's something you can do, and you'll start to build your confidence and belief in yourself. And then when you meet that wall of procrastination, you'll be able to bust through it. So how to stop procrastinating? Take a step back and divert yourself and start into something else. And then build your confidence and your belief in yourself, and you'll break through that wall of procrastination. So right below is some help. There's a link down there, so click on that link. And because one of the things, if you do decide that you want to bust through that wall by starting a business, then you're going to need to find out how people successfully do business today in the world of the internet today. It's a new world that we're in, and I'm here to share some great successful tips with you. And click on that link down there, and you'll see a movie, 26-minute movie. It's going to be some great information for you. So we'll see you there on the other side. You'll need to register with your name, your phone number, and your email address. But please go ahead and register, because I want to get you the help, and I want to be able to stay with you every week to see if there's any way I can help you. And no, if you don't want me to ever talk to you again, that's fine too. I can easily just go away. But I want to be able to stay in contact if we can. Thanks a lot.